Welcome back, people. So, as I told you, I took some time off because I started with this project, but then life happened and it became messy. So now I'm back. I'm ready to roll, and I'm more than ready to roll. And I want to tell you what I've done in this past couple of months. So, first things first, at the end of May, I did my PMP certification and I passed it above average, which was amazing if like to believe because I wasn't doubting that I was passing it, but I was concerned about the grade. But yeah, I passed it above target. Big celebration there. Yay me. But yeah, continue going. After that, I packed my bag and I went to my hometown to help my aunt set up a Baron to start this project. We talked about this at the beginning of April during Easter holidays, but then I saw that it was difficult to communicate with her the way I wanted because she always needed to run someplace else. So I said, okay, like I can come and I can shadow you for 2 weeks so that we can make things done. And that's what I've done. So while I was there, we set up um, different things. We talk about what she was expecting, what she hoped for. So what's the situation there? We have a grocery store that has been open for more than 40 years. And for the first years, and I remember because I've been there and I have such a good memories, we were the only grocery store in that area. And also keep in mind that we do not operate at grocery stores 24/7 all year round. It's just a summer business. So we usually open like April, May, and then we close in October. And I remember when I was a kid, someone decided to open another grocery store 500 meters away from us. And for many years, that was our main competitor. We do not considerate the discount that are in the city center, the discount stores that are in the city center, mainly because we are not a discount. So they're not our direct competitor. But that one that it was 500 meters away from us, that was a competitor and that was taking profit from us. So this year they're not opening, which means that more people were supposed to come and actually more people are coming. And here, like there are a lot of concerns, which are how we're going to do it. The space of our shop is what it is. We cannot make it bigger and we might need to send people away because otherwise they cannot go around the shop and doing their grocery. So that's where my idea came in. We need to put someone like a bouncer of a club at the entrance of the store. Basically, when we have the moment that a lot of people are in, we're going to be like, okay, so what do you need? Can you wait? Yes, okay, this is the line. Please wait. First person that comes out, you go in. And is it really important? Yes. Is it something quick? Yes. Then, okay, we have a runner. Please tell us what you need and we will pick it up for you and you can pay with your credit card here. Or also remind them, we have an online shop that we deliver directly to you. So maybe order from there and you get it by the end of the night. So that's another idea. So my aunt found someone that is going to be the bouncer of the grocery store. And we're also setting up this runner for the quick things. And the quick things need to be something that is so important and so urgent that you cannot wait, like diapers for your baby, or I don't know, the milk or bread or something that is quick and you don't have to think about what do you need. So this is one thing that we planned while I was in my hometown. And the other thing is, unfortunately, at the moment is on hold. I just found out the other day. I was supposed to take care as well of the digital universe. So taking care of Google My Business, the reviews, posting updates and promotions, and also the social media, Instagram and Facebook. And it takes some time because since I'm not there physically, I need to get the material from them. I need to know what they want to publish and what offers are at the moment. And at the moment, they are so busy that they cannot think. They're just operate on mechanics. And why is that? Because the competitor is closed. And actually, this is something really, really nice, at least for us, because the already in the low season when we open until, let's say that when I was in town, so it was the beginning of June, it was like mid-season for us. So already in low season, we experienced a 50% plus in profit, which means that we were right because of the other grocery store that did not reopen this year. We are getting momentum because we are the only one there, which means that now more than ever, they are at full capacity. And they're gonna be running wild this summer, which I'm so happy for them. But at the same time, I'm so sorry that I cannot be there to help them because that's something so important for us. And as I said, I remember having such good memories in that shop because that's actually the first place that I actually ever worked at. So as I told, and as you can imagine, I come from two entrepreneurial family. So now I'm talking about my mom's side. And as I said, they have this grocery store that has been open for more than 40 years. And when I was a kid, I was basically living there. Like I was going there in the morning with my mom. Most probably I was staying in the house with my grandma or some aunt that was like taking care of me. And then I was going back home with my mom after like we closed the shop. This was until I was able to walk and read at the same time. And my favorite game when I was a kid was to take a shopping cart. That was, of course, like in low season. Take a shopping cart, go around the store, take every single item. And back in the days, we didn't have scan cashier. Like you needed to put everything by hand. So every single product was priced. And my aunt was at the cashier and she was like doing like a bill for me. And my game was I need to make the longest receipt ever. I managed to do so. I know it was a waste of paper, but bear in mind, I was 4 years old. So what should I have done? And after that, I remember that I was helping them in the back office. And we got our very first computer and we got our very first inventory software. And I was putting in only the invoices from Findus because it was the only supplier that the invoice it was easy to put in the system. And I remember this since like it was yesterday. I was there in the back office putting like these things in. And yeah, after that, I started working as a cashier there as well. And helping in the back office or at the bar. Yeah, we also had a bar over there. So, yeah, that was for the grocery store of my mom's family that my aunts manage. And so for now, like this thing is on hold. I'm still going to help them with the Google reviews because I think they're so important as for a business that your review needs to be answered in a timely manner and they need to be answered in a properly manner as well. When I was there in town, I got access to the Google My Business page of the grocery store and I was checking the review that my aunt was writing. Some was good. Some others were, please, if you see this video, do not blame me. I told you also. They were a little bit passive aggressive and they were asking questions, which you cannot ask a question if someone cannot reply you back. So I took ownership of that and I edited those that she answered for this season and I started answering them in a proper way. And one of your questions is, of course, but how can a business owner do all of this without hiring someone? You can. You can because I mean, if you want to hire me to do some of your job and to help you streamline your job, I'm more than happy to do so. But at the same time, you need to find allies. And nowadays, technology is your best ally. And in particular, I'm talking about LLMs. I'm not going to suggest you the one that you have to use because it's completely up to you. But I am currently on Google Workspace and I'm using Gemini because it's included in my email package and I love it. I used also others LLM, and I love them. I love them all. But at this time being, I have to say that Gemini or Gemini, I don't know yet how to pronounce it. It's becoming my best friend. And working with it, it's so easy, especially if you have the connection to Workspace. It creates your document. It revises the documents for you. It does a lot of things. And you need to invest in technology. Otherwise, you're gonna be buried in paperwork, and you cannot do that. I know that also because when I was managing my own shop and I was completely by myself, opening, closing, supplier request, organizing the shop, doing the social media, like everything that you can think about when you own a physical store, I was doing it. On top, I had an e-commerce as well. And the only thing that I wasn't doing for that business was the accounting. For that, I'm not your girl. Like, leave me alone. I can suggest you a really good one, but don't ask me to do accounting. So I know that if you do not invest in technology, you can get lost. And you do not want to get lost because otherwise you cannot operate. Moving forward, while I was in town as well, I was not even trying to pitch myself, but apparently I pitched myself to my uncle. Yes, family is big. So I was talking to one of my uncle from my father's side, and I was explaining him what I was doing for my aunt. And all of a sudden, I was pitching myself a new project. So my uncle has this shop where he sells mostly cleaning product for the house, some makeup. He also has Yankee candles in the shop, which I'm always trying to steal one, but he always catch me. So while I was in town, we were talking, and he said, my idea is to actually have an e-commerce specialized in these products. And the end goal is to actually close the shop, the physical shop, once the e-commerce is completely self-sustainable and it can sustain myself and my family. I was like, great. How do you want to do it? Because I know how we could do it. If you already have an inventory, if you have your products and everything, I know already where we can start and how to start and where we need to place ourselves and all these kind of things. So of course he tell me like, okay, so I have this and that. Not gonna go into details now. If you want more details about this, please let me know so I can ask my uncle to give me the project. And so yeah, I draft a proposal for him. I send it. I'm waiting on the answer because again, summer season. Why everything needs to be done during summertime? I have no idea when they have no time. But yeah, so I'm waiting now for my uncle to come back at me with this project. And I'm quite sure that we're gonna start this at the end of summertime where like the chaos is done. So yeah, that's what I've done in my hometown. And now to the best part, because I've been waiting to tell you this. Not for that long because this is something brand new, but I've been having so much fun. You can't understand. I have been having so much fun. So while I was in town, a friend of mine came to visit me and then she exchanged invitations. So I went to her summer house in Norway. While I was there in Norway, which by the way, it's a beautiful country, I was just like talking with her and other friend that was there visiting. And then some of her family joined us. One of her family member, he came out with this line, which at the time we were laughing our ass off because it was so good. We couldn't believe it. It was that good. So he said, it's not the sharpest knife in the toolbox, it's a blunt spoon. And he was talking about his dog. I was like, okay, like this is amazing. Like, is this actually an expression? Maybe I don't know this expression. I was like, no, it just came to my mind like this. Perfect. After this jam, my friend and I, we go on a walk around the area in the forest. And I've been thinking about this sentence. I was like, it's so good. Like, we should put it on a t-shirt. And at one point I said, you know what? I'm actually gonna do it. And the next day, when I was on the train that was bringing me to Oslo airport, I was a little bit tired. I didn't want to read. I didn't want to fall asleep because I was so scared to miss my stop, which basically gave me the idea of, let me try. So I go on Gemini, again, my best friend, and I ask him, design a t-shirt with this statement on. It just went from good to better to even better, and like my brain went straight into a rabbit hole. So in basically 3 days, I created a brand, a clothing brand that wants to unite people in this society. So this is going to be called Blunt Spoon Society. Some of you already know about it because I sent you a message some days ago asking you what you think about this t-shirt. Some others might figure out something if like you've seen a spoon around here and there. And yeah, so I created this brand, the Blunt Spoon Society. And how I arrived to the Blunt Spoon Society. Of course, Blunt Spoon needed to be the brand per se. And the first thing that I usually do when I have a good name in mind is go check the domains if they are available or not. And that domain, bluntspoon.com, was not available. Someone already bought it and is trying to reselling it for 10,000 US dollar, which absolutely not. I can play around that. After that, I was thinking, the sharp knife in my mind are the bullies of the situation, of the overachiever, the one that you look at them and like, okay, you woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning, you went to gym, you shower, you went to work, you had lunch, maybe you even put like a gym session in your lunchtime, and then you went back to work, and then you're going apero, and then you're going like, are you actually sleeping? Do you have time to sleep? Do you have time to do anything in your life apart like overdo everything? And I'm the kind of person that would like to have a schedule that packed. But at the same time, I know I'm not the kind. I know I like to sleep in. I know I like to take my time to do stuff. And I do not want to feel oppressed because I'm not doing something that the way that everybody is doing it. I'm not going to feel ashamed to have like an extra scoop of ice cream because the ice cream is so good, or like waking up at 10 on a Saturday because my body wanted to wake up at 10. I do not want to feel ashamed to be who I am. And to be honest, in the last couple of years, sometimes I was feeling ashamed and other people made me feel ashamed. And that's why I was feeling ashamed of myself. So I said, no, I don't want to be a sharp knife. I want to be a blunt spoon. Why? Because a spoon gathers. The knife cuts and I don't want to cut. Yes, I want to go through, but also a spoon can do it. So that's how it came. Sharp knife are the bullies, are the bad guys. And we, blunt spoon, are actually enjoying the life in a slow way, slow living, with slow comfort. And we're just taking it. We're not demanding it. We're just taking what the universe is giving us. And so, yeah, that's how the blunt spoon came to life. And now the website is ready. The social are already active, so please go and follow the Blunt Spoon Society page on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to register for the newsletter, please do. That will be so highly appreciated. Spread it. Say it to your friend. We are Blunt Spoon and we are proud to be Blunt Spoon. And yeah, stay tuned because more is coming and more is happening.